Hey everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to Sameeksha, the thematic analysis. Today in Hindu newspaper, there was one beautiful editorial written by the former National Security Advisor of India, Mr. M.K. Narayan. The many grave concerns confronting the world today. He has beautifully outlined what are the global issues that we have in the present 21st millennia, right? What are the challenges that we have seen in the form of terror? What are the challenges that we have seen in the form of diseases? What are the challenges that are confronting the world in the form of not only the non-state actors but even the state actors, by taking something like Russia Ukraine war, Israel attack on the so-called Palestinians, and many issues of Indo-Pacific. So this was one of the beautiful theme to be discussed, which will be used for our general understanding, which can be used for our essay writing, as well as which can be used for our international relations, particularly for political science and international relations students. This is extremely important article because it is discussing about what are the challenges in the present 21st century or the new millennia. What are the challenges that we have seen over a period of time? This was the article that was given today. Let's have a brief look into this. So the first thing that it speaks about is the risks that the globe is confronting. So the first risk that we all know is this millennia has started with something called the so-called September 11, 2001 Twin Tower attacks by a new agency known as terrorists. So this is the beginning of terrorism in the 21st century. So this is the greatest confrontation that we have throughout the world today. So terrorism has been the vital focus of our generations. So it started in September 11, 2001 in America. As a result, it has taken a global turnout. It was reiterated its position in the year 2008, November 26 Mumbai attacks, the recent Boko Haram attacks in Africa, or you take the attack by Hamas on the so-called Israel, which is considered as one of the most powerful armies across the world. So they have challenged this system. As a result, terrorism is one of the prominent thing which is causing a great deal of danger in the 21st century. So the second problem that the world today is seeing is the retaliations done by the state actors, particularly Russia-Ukraine war. What we thought when this war was started on February 24, 2022. So according to Putin, the war has to end somewhere around within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but it has been dragged for more than 19 months today. So if it is going to be February, it is going to be 24 months. This clearly shows that the state actors are not at ease today. So one problem is non-state actors like terrorists. The second one is state actors themselves causing problems. So this was in the Europe. If you consider the West Asia situation, as I just said now, so even after this Abraham Accords, all these Abraham Accords were falling apart because of the Israel's invasion into the Palestine. So this was the thing which is causing. On the third side, there is one more factor that is called China intruding into Indo-Pacific. As a result, again, there was no stability in this Indo-Pacific region, where there has been some confrontations between USA as well as China. In this context, again, the Western countries are following the same model that they are following with Russia, Ukraine, even in the West Asia thing, even in the Indo-Pacific thing. So the problem is United States are going to deploy their naval bases in the West Asia. United Nations is moving to the so-called Indo-Pacific region. As a result, there has been increasing threat patterns in this order. China is asking for a China-dominated world order. USA wants to retain its global world order. So these are the things that is going to get replicated. But one thing that we have to find the difference between Europe, as far as Indo-Pacific is. In Europe, you have a military alliance known as NATO, a formal military alliance is present. But when it comes to the so-called Indo-Pacific region, the region do not have any formal military agency except some informal military groups or loose military groups such as AUKUS, Australia, UK, US group, or you find something like the so-called quad systems. That is again an informal military group, which we don't say that it is a military group, by the way. So this is the model that has been existing. So there was some tussle. In order to overcome that tussle, also you do not have formal military blocks to get associated in order to fight the group state actors who are breaking this global order. So the first two problems are terror, which is created by non-state actors. The second one is state actors themselves causing a problem like Russia, China, Israel, as well as Palestine. So these are the issues, and now we have to see and wait and watch. So with this Israel and Palestine war going in West Asia, USA is mobilizing its forces to the West Asian region. Throughout this Mediterranean region, Gulf of Oman, they are deploying their naval bases. If that is the thing which is going to happen, a new dynamics are going to develop across the West Asia, where the Iran-backed Shia militancy will be growing in the region. Iran will be at loggerheads directly with some countries in the region. So again, it is going to be Arab world versus the so-called Western world. So this is another problem that it is going to create as far as terror and state actors are considered. The third most important problem in the 21st century or in this millennia is technology. So if you look at the cyber attacks or artificial intelligence, how it is going, artificial intelligence is the next thing that is going to be mocking our or creating some mockery across our established world order. So number of people across the world, they are cognitively and psychologically dependent on digital networks. Today, everyone is dependent on this. As a result, artificial intelligence is going to play a very crucial role in determining the relationships between the countries. It is going to determine the so-called the security apparatus in the coming days. So artificial intelligence, if it is used in the military and security, then that is going to be the highest threat, because it is going to rise something called adversarial attacks. So the author mentions poisoning, backdooring, evasions. These things are the risks which is associated with artificial intelligence. We have already seen enough of cyber crimes such as called ransomware, phishing, zero-day syndrome. All these are the cyber attacks which are happening. And if you go by the data, as far as today, only in 2021, 5.5 trillion cyber attacks have happened across the world, which means every day 14.5 billion cyber attacks are happening. So if you go by this logic, even security is going to be one of the biggest threat, or security threat is going to be this cyber systems or artificial intelligence. So technology is the third most factor, which if it is utilized, it is going to cause a greater world order problem. And even in the computing, for example, quantum computing is going out of the domain. So we are giving importance to quantum computing. Yes, it is having its own advantages, but it is having equally some intricate risks associated with it. After all this, there is one more problem, the recent COVID attack that has happened in our generation. This is the world's worst pandemic or endemic that we have seen so far. So one of the epidemics that we have seen is COVID-19, and these type of things are going to sustain every day. This is as per the major reports. So they are slated to occur again and again, these type of things. So one thing is very sure, these are the four things that is causing great threat to world order: terror, state, technology, health. So in this domain, one thing is very important. It is always said that war affects or reflects the geopolitical incompetency. Now today, every place is at war. This clearly shows that the 21st century reflects incompetency of the highest order. So all the countries and all the institutions are incompetent. This is the position of today's world. So if war reflects incompetency, definitely today what we are going to reflect is highest incompetency that we have seen in the global world order. So world order is facing these problems as per R.K. Narayan, as per M.K. Narayan, and they are the so-called terror, state actors problems, health issues, cyber attacks, digital technology like artificial intelligence, quantum computing. All these are creating threats to the global world order. As a result, the world order today is at highest level of incompetency. This is the article that you have. So please study that. That will be really useful. This is a summary of it. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.